in the dream, prophetic dream. Some dreams are prophecies, and I do distinguish them between normal dreams and prophecies. I know the difference. I've seen both. This was a prophecy. I had 2 dreams in a row. Because I had to wake up and knock myself out with whatever I had available at the time for me to knock myself out with. Benadryl plus valerian plus melatonin. Because I can't go to sleep anymore without panic attacks happening to me because of knowing the torture that I'm going to go through trying to go to sleep. And so I knocked myself out after waking up from this dream, and so there was a second part of the dream. The first part of the dream, a black billboard that was of such a height that it was intimidating to me, even though I was looking down on it from where I was. It was a downward angle looking at this thing, and it was so tall that it was intimidating to me, looking at a downward angle at it as far as its height. As for its height. Great height billboard. I'm going to show you that great height billboard. I'm going to show you what it looks like. What it looked like exactly. And then it came down in the dream, the first dream. It came down. I looked at it. I knew it was going to come down. I watched it come down immediately thereafter, and then I said to myself, I knew that that was going to happen. And then I woke up a little while later, and I went to sleep again. And I was visiting some Catholics or something like that. It was like at a Catholic church or something, you know. And for whatever reason. But in this part of the second dream, there were people describing to me the actual color of it. It wasn't black. The black was that the light was coming from behind it and it looked black. But make no mistake, this billboard that came down, which aka a sign that came down, because that's what a billboard is a sign, came down with the sun behind it, making it look black at the time. And while it did this, looking blackness, it came down. In the first dream I said I knew that was going to happen. The second dream, it was about the Brooklyn Bridge. And the nursery rhyme began to play about London Bridge. London Bridge coming down. The nursery rhyme. Well, I remembered it much better when I was sleeping, apparently. Finally sleeping. And the nursery rhyme played in my own head in the dream. Nobody sang it to me. It was just something that I knew from within. And the nursery rhyme was, Brooklyn Bridge is coming down, coming down, coming down. Brooklyn Bridge is coming down. And so if you look at the top of the Brooklyn Bridge with the sun behind it, it looks like a billboard. It was the same thing that I saw. So they're going to bring the Brooklyn Bridge down, at least one part of that structure, where it looks like one part that looks like a billboard rising up into the sky with how the top of it is. At least one part of that bridge is going to come from the top, not the bottom being blown apart, but the top being destroyed and brought down onto the surface of it. It will be, the Brooklyn Bridge will be taken down from top to bottom. I also have to note that a billboard, not just any sign, a billboard can be a sign can be a sign, a stop sign can be a sign. A go sign can be a sign, but we don't make those. We just make lights to symbolize those. So, another thing I wanted to mention was that a billboard is a lot of what is a symbology. As far as a billboard coming down, a billboard of a great height that was so intimidating to me that looking down upon it, I was intimidated by its height. That is New York. New York is the billboard. It's one of its archetypal symbols is billboard. Its sign. Flashing lights and all this stuff that it does. And that sign is the Brooklyn Bridge, the top of it coming down to the bottom. And it went all the way down. The billboard that I first saw in the first dream went all the way down. It went all the way down. Which means that the top to the bottom will be taken down all the way to the bottom. In the first dream, the billboard that I saw come down, which ended up being the top of the Brooklyn Bridge, or one of the tops of it, was black. I already described this. I think I already mentioned this. I can't remember. I can't even think straight right now. I'm so beyond exhausted. My body's ready to fail beyond what it's been in the past 8 months even. I can't think straight right now, to be honest with you. Some things that maybe you don't want to see. And he lets it happen because judgment has come. Judgment has come. In the first dream it looked black. In the second dream it was described to me. It was described as being gray with a bloodish red color mixed into it. And I thought that was confusion. I thought maybe this is just a dream. Because the second dream must have confirmed that. Gray with like a dark gray. Dark gray with a red blood color mixed into the gray. And after that was described to me, when I woke up from the second dream, I said, well, maybe it wasn't, I only said this for about 5 minutes to myself, like maybe it was just a dream. Because at first I saw it as black, and the second dream it was described to me as being a gray with a blood red color mixed into it. And then I woke up online, because after Brooklyn Bridge was falling down, got sung to me in the dream by my own, I guess veil-piercing thoughts at the time. That seemed like a misleading thing, like maybe the difference in the color from the first dream to the description of the color in the second dream was a sign of its own, that it wasn't a prophecy, it was just a dream. But it is not. I went and looked up Brooklyn Bridge, and it is that color, but with the sun behind it, it is black. And especially looking quite especially black is that billboard part that they have at the top of it. It looked exactly like that billboard that fell over from top to bottom, so that is how the bridge is going to go down. This is one of the many judgments that New York City has brought upon itself, upon its own head. Right now, I'm having a hard time. But I understand that judgment has come, and judgment will come to New York City just about more than anywhere else that's going to get harsh judgment like that. They're going to go through some terrible things. And the bridge is the tip of the iceberg. It's a scratching of the surface of what is to come to them, what is to come upon them, because they brought it upon their own heads. Beyond my feelings about God right now, that is the truth. So I might as well state that as the truth, because it is. December 1st, 2022.